do some warm-ups.
Do some warm-ups.
I always do warm-ups, so I'm good.
Ooh.
Well, when do you do it?
Yeah.
On the way to the car, like, and then in the car, I do my vocal warm-ups.
Yeah. You still good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You warm?
Yeah, I'm pretty warm.
Need some extra vocal warm-up help?
I did some before.
Show us a warm-up.
Oh, well, just nothing like that. That's also one, but you can just do it in a staccato, so you cut it off.
Show us. Oh, come on. More energy.
Are you an automobile?
Are you an automobile? It's called a lip roll. It's a real thing.
Anyway, we're back for episode 19.
There's no way that's the start. We're using that?
What do you mean we're using it? Of course we're using it.
Oh god, you do have editing power. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, first we have a special guest. A very special guest who has been with us from session 1.
He's the OG.
The OG of the OGs.
OG.
Mr. Matthew, who plays Tokul in our campaign.
Tokul the Bokul.
We have talked about Tokul a lot. He has been the focus of many podcasts. And now we finally get to meet the man behind the mask that is Tokul.
We finally tracked down the great operator, Tokul the Bokul.
Yeah.
Matt, Tokul. Did you always picture Tokul to be how he is now, or was there something different in mind at the start?
Yeah, when you created Tokul, what did you have in mind?
My first thought when I was making Tokul was I wanted to make someone who seek revenge, but also in a badass way. And the way I tried to make it was trying to form a family with like such a bright and loving like history with each other, and like there's always good lineage, but I want something to truly grasp my audience with Tokul, and that's by giving a huge family tragedy and presenting that in the worst form possible, which is pretty much the slaughter of his entire family. So Tokul, growing up with very little guidance and very troubling past, I wanted him to like be able to rebuild who he is and really find who he is. So right now, I think Tokul is doing well in growth, but he's now on the right track. I think back then in the early stages of playing Tokul, I was kind of feeling out like what Tokul would do, given his situation from his past, which is like aka his family and stuff. But to say the least, I feel like Tokul, with just enough time, he's gonna get into a part where he's gonna have to really come to terms with his history and being able to move forward from that. And it's not a matter of like vengeance anymore. It's more of like a matter of influence over people rather than trying to overtake the throne just because he wants to overtake the throne.
Mm-hmm.
So there's less edge to it these days.
Yeah. I feel as if like Tokul has really progressed in that sense because of the situations he's been put in. A lot of embarrassment, humbling experiences, a lot of fighting, losing party members. I think that played a big part of who Tokul is now today. And I think I'm pretty happy with where Tokul is now.
Okay.
Wouldn't change a thing.
At all?
Nah, I don't think so. Besides asking for prayers a bit more better than he normally does.
I mean,
than he did before.
Now you know why that it's very hard to get into contact.
Yeah. I think that's all part of the experience.
In-canon reason why. I don't know. What did you think of the session overall?
The session?
Yeah.
I think it was pretty good. I think...
Out of 3.
Huh?
Out of 3.
Out of 3? Oh, we're using my ratings? I think on the higher side of 3.
Ooh.
Like the higher side of 3, I think...
Hey, no. Hey,
I think...
You're just trying to flatter us.
I think it was pretty good.
You're just trying to flatter us.
No, I'm saying this because, like, Tokul got a lot of talking time with Ryan, and I think...
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that.
After that, like, obviously we'll get to that in the podcast, but I think that was really a big turning point for Tokul, so I think that's why the session was kind of, like, up there with me.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
higher up of 3.
Yeah, higher up of
All
3.
right, now with an actual scale out of 10.
I would say I'll give it about an 8 or a 9. It's pretty high.
Oh, that's the highest
Pretty
we've
high.
gotten so far.
Oh wait, what? Really?
Yeah. Kevin?
I would say a 7 or 7.5. Pretty good.
I was also going to say a 7.5.
Ooh.
I enjoyed that session quite a bit. I have to ask, we ended the session earlier today, right?
Mm.
I did that very intentionally. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, well, look, I guess in a session like this, that's fine. I mean, it just really depends on the point that you ended on. If you kind of just ended abruptly, then that's not going to be very satisfying. So I think that's fine. And we have ended sessions earlier before, and there haven't really been that many issues. So,
yeah, that's a good point there. For me, what really brought out that aspect of like milking out every single part or minute of the session, that actually meant a lot to me. So you being able to cut that off and give me a cliffhanger like that, I think it's more like quality over the quantity right now. So it was a really nice taste tester of like whether having a longer session but with a lot of happening but not being able to remember it as like vividly without like really good notes over very big events. Like we got thrown with so many events this session, and it was a lot of thinking, and we even had to like trace back and pull out of character for a bit just to remember what we're actually trying to do. So I think it's really good that you cut it off like that, and I think future sessions, if they're like that, it'll be much more engaging for a lot of the party. I think Lachlan had a lot of speaking time as well, which is nice.
Lachlan did get quite a spotlight put on him. We'll get to that. The reason I wanted to cut the session shorter, it's not quite the exact reason. It's more like finding a good stopping point, right? Because usually we just try to get to like 12. We just try to get as much content as we had every time, and we end up stopping because of the time rather than because it's a good place to stop. That's kind of my issue. So at the end of every session is just kind of it doesn't leave the excitement as much excitement as say a cliffhanger or something of the sort would.
Very true.
So maybe it's really not, well, for me it's not really quantity over quality, it's just finding the right point so the next session is just as good if not better. Instead of everyone getting tired and kind of dragging on and just trying to reach that 12 o'clock mark where we can finally say, oh, okay, finally, we did it. We can stop now. I'll see you all next week. So yeah, I think that was that for me. I don't know, feel free to disagree with that.
I agree.
Yeah?
I think that was really good because, you know, now that you had like a way to be like, okay, it's ended, and it's like not us expecting it to finish at around 12.
Yeah.
I definitely can see that.
Yeah,
I felt that.
Yeah, some sessions probably will go to 12 at some point,
Mm.
and that's just the way it is. Sometimes we talk a lot. People talk a lot. This was later than I was expecting it to end, to be honest. People talk a lot. Damn lot. God damn.
For those listening, we finished at around 11:30, which was, to me, I think it was early.
I mean, for all those listening, they were all there, so they wouldn't know.
Yeah. It's
But
fine.
for those who are actually listening from like outside of
There's no one
the
listening.
DK,
There's no one listening. We don't get any
leave
emails.
a comment and
Nobody-
subscribe down
Not
below.
all the players even engage in the episode discussion.
Hey.
Looking at you. Hey.
No,
Hey.
no.
I talked in earlier.
He let a comment in one of the videos.
I did.
2 videos ago.
I did.
I saw his comment.
Yeah.
And then it was followed by, and you know those ads in like a different language, and they have like a link in there, which is obviously a virus. We got one of those.
Yeah,
that's
we got
a
a
benchmark.
sheet.
That's a benchmark. We're good.
We need exposure to bots first.
Yeah. I paid someone to hire some bots to watch our videos to gain traction. It's last week. Ryan died, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were all
Or the last session.
We were not all there. The last session, Ryan died. Matt wasn't there. Turned out to be rather more important than I expected it to be, to be honest. This session, Ryan's back. He's back.
He's back with a twist, though.
With the twist. What is the twist, Matt?
The twist was brought back to life, but during that purgatory type of realm he was in, between life and death, he met a god by the name of Crumb. And there's a lot of lore behind it, but pretty much he was put on a different path that has led him to separate from the party in the near comings of the campaign.
Yeah? What do you guys think of that? He's leaving. It's
yeah,
concrete, he's leaving.
I know why, like, meta knowledge why he's leaving. He wants to play another character, but at least, like, it's not like he's switching straight away. There's like a transitioning, you're tying loose ends. But
There's some time to say goodbye.
yeah, I do get the feeling that Aiden maybe wants to try, like, because Ryan was his first character, so there's a lot of like roughness to it, and even like refining it through like roleplay and stuff. You kind of like the character kind of has its own way of going about things, and if you stray too far away from it, then it just seems kind of like
Out of place. Yeah.
right? So yeah, and I sometimes I get that it's just like you want to try something different from time to time, and I think, you know, second time around it's always going to be more informed than the first time around.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I get that. But yeah, this is interesting. I am looking forward to see where he goes.
Yeah, away from you guys. That's for sure.
Apparently.
Yeah, he leaving, and he ain't maybe not coming back for a very long time. Yeah, I mean, you guys already knew Aiden wanted to change his character at some point. I don't think it's out of left field that he would choose to not abandon the party, but leave the party so that the party doesn't die at the hands of the Ubanians or whatnot. Because pretty much, recap, what the god said was that, hey, you gotta leave your party, because if you stay with them, these Ubanian guys, they're gonna keep chasing you and chasing you and chasing you until there's nobody left.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna die. So this is for your benefit as well. And this Crom guy, he wasn't introduced that too long ago, right? I mean,
he was kind of introduced
like last year-ish.
He was kind of introduced through a one shot.
Yeah.
And it was a backstory of one of the characters, or my character, who was part of the Steel Sisters, and they worship Crom, who they think is like the retro version of Kristoff. It's
OG.
like the OG Kristoff. They think, you know, the original was the best. That's their whole stick.
Yeah. Do you have any opinions on what I did to change it?
I think that's very interesting. I actually quite liked the twist on it. Like, Crom's not actually Kristoff, but he's the dragon, and they had beef, you know. And it feels like we're talking to like one half of the divorced couple getting their story. So yeah, I think that's very interesting. It's pretty good.
Okay. Any thoughts, Matt?
Look, it's a little bittersweet for, you know, like with all characters that we've had in our campaigns. I think it's very bittersweet for not only Tokul, but also just me as a person, because like whenever I see someone want to change characters, I kind of have to like deal. It's kind of like a breakup. I have to deal with those emotions of them separating from the campaign. I loved that he put his, like, Ryan put his hand up to, I guess, come hunting with Tokul, because that's like a little last moment before they, like, you know, it's going to be like those things that they remember when Ryan leaves the party. So in my opinion, I think it's really sad, and it's very bittersweet, but I'm sure that, like, you know, with the way Ryan's going, I don't believe that we'd probably bump into him again, given like his situation. But yeah, bittersweet for me, but in the end I wish him the best, really.
Yeah? You think he's just gonna die out there? Just be like a martyr?
No, I just think he's gonna be like completely like soul.
Ghost?
Like he was, yeah.
Ghost everybody?
Like when he first came into the party, he was mad reluctant with everything. And I think that it's gonna like, he might revert to himself, but like with knowledge of like who he was when he was with us.
He's got a goal now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got some drive, some motivation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, he is going, but he's not going. I think he's not going. He's going to be around for at least another few more sessions.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that needs to happen.
A lot of sessions, I think.
Before he's ready to part ways with the group.
Yeah.
That probably being Storm's exorcism of his demon.
Yeah.
The demon severance ritual.
I don't know if he'll be around for the Oathbreaker bit, though. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need it anymore now that he's met his god. At least.
That's true. That's true. You wouldn't really have a reason to do that if you've already sworn fealty to your god. And he's the first one to actually make direct contact. Oh, actually, no, you're the first one. But you're kind of on you're a bit on a rocky road. But he's the one who's like...
The relationship
The god's like, hey, I've got a specific task for you. But you need to do this, this, and this. Well, your god is like, hey, don't be such a fuck up.
So fucking up.
Be better.
I'm giving you this one chance, and I fuck it up anyway. That's how Tokul is.
Yeah, but he's coming back. He's making a comeback.
That's how Tokul is, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. After the whole Ryan Vision spiel, comes back, everyone's crying, they give him a group hug, it's heartwarming to say the least. Pastor just trying to get in there, but he's getting kind of shoved out of the circle. And then you guys are like, oh shit, you're fine. Let's go do some more stuff. You guys go back with Ty. After that, Ty asks Storm to dig a hole for him. And what happens there?
He digs too far because he failed a roll that I think he shouldn't have had to take.
I even asked, hey, do you want to roll for this? He's like, yeah, sure.
You know a player's always got to say yes when you ask them for a roll. They always want to roll, okay? It's an addiction, okay?
Here's some more dice rolls.
Exploitation.
Yeah, you deal with the consequences.
I wanted to see the outcome with the roll. I felt like it would be just, I don't know, just gave me that little flair that I love.
Yeah, what are you rolling? Natural 1.
That kind of hurt a little bit.
Nat 1. Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
He touched the barrier.
No, he touched the pizza and the grease went on the dice, so the friction left the dice, and so it landed on a 1.
So is dice a curse now because of pizza?
No, we blame the pizza.
We blame the pizza. You bought 4 pizza anyway. I want to get into that. He touches the barrier surrounding the horde of the dragon, alerting the dragon to the presence of something trying to enter its domain.
And we later learn is he's not very happy about that.
But that does spark interest from one creed later on.
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't such a bad thing that happened. After that,
we have a few errands we need to run. I think Storm wants to sell some of the Beholder remains, and then Maple wants to get the big fat eye of the Beholder and maybe give it as a tribute to the old mages.
You wanted to apologize to the mages for using the circle.
I mean, it was another one of those body knock situations where he went in and he's like, I've got the eye and I'm going over there, but I don't really know why I'm going there or what exactly I really want. I mean, obviously he wanted forgiveness, but then and then Snow kind of talked him out of just hey, this doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean, they're pissed at us, but they're not coming after us, so we decided just to hang out in the park and just see. Maple wanted to cast scrying, and then it turns out he didn't have a focus.
No.
And then he tried to fake casting scrying in front of Snow.
And rolls a 2 or a 1 or something.
Rolls ass.
Yep.
And then they talk a little bit about Elswith, Maple's supposed niece, daughter of Ernest, and what her situation is. Basically, nothing that anyone doesn't already know. She's apparently the daughter of Ernest, and she doesn't like Maple putting Ernest through all that stuff, and yada yada yada. And then Storm comes along and he's like, hey, yo, what's going on? And I think he just came back from Short and Stout. And he tried to haggle with them, the Storks. And he failed because I think he pushed them too far. And they're like, nah, okay, whatever. Bye. And then he's like, hey, I'm going to sell some of these Storks to the mages. Oh, before he comes, though, I forgot. Siren comes.
Yes.
And he's the leader of the old school mages. And he's like, hey, I got your letter. Or he says to me, hey, got your letter. And River's like, whoa, okay. Why are we out here talking about it? And he's like, hey, you think you can just use our teleporter after you slighted us by joining the shitlings?
Shitlings.
Basically the college student guild, which is like the younger, more progressive guild.
Hell yeah.
And Maple was like, yeah, I don't know, my bad. Hey, you want a beholder eye?
You want a eye? You want a beholder eye?
You want
Here
a
you
beholder
go.
eye? And he's like, you think you can just like win us over with that eye? You know what? You're banned. You're banned, okay? You're banned from using our facilities,
Yeah.
okay?
We'll catch you around here again,
And I'm taking the eye.
you're dead. And I'm taking the eye.
And he's taking the eye.
And he takes the eye.
Then he walks off, and then Storm comes. And then Storm's like, oh, hey, I need to sell these stalks to that guy who just is walking away right now. And then they have a little talk. Storm gives Maple his focus, which is a little pipe to borrow to try scry on Olive. And so Maple stays behind in the park, just chilling, smoking up. And Storm and Snow decide to head to the Rune Scholars, which is the Sirens Guild. Sirens Guild? Sirens Guild. And they decide to dress up as some alter egos. Storm as Mr. Thistleface, and Snow as Brainsley, which is just Snow with his Oni mask on, and Storm had like his full disguise. What did he disguise as?
Some kind of nobleman, some kind of rich guy.
What race was it?
Wasn't it also Tabaxi?
Oh, okay, yeah,
Just like
it was
a
different
leopard or something.
different
Yeah,
Tabaxi. And yeah, so it was basically that we did the old
the old 1-2.
the old noble in there and his
Servant.
his manservant.
The routine.
And yeah, it's basically a routine now. Basically, we spoke to Siren, and he was like, "Ooh, he really wants those stalks." And I got the eye, but hey, did Maple put you up to this? And we're like, "Hey, no. I mean, yes, we bought it off him,
Yeah.
but we want to sell it to you
So
for a
the-
higher price."
The deal was, I assumed you guys were gonna pretend no, we didn't get it from Maple, and then Siren was gonna be like, "Well, he sold me a fucking beholder eye, and you have the fucking stalks, huh? Yeah, you gonna connect these two together, huh?" But then you guys came in with, "Oh yeah, we bought it off him."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, this kind of makes sense, okay? You guys are just trying to make a little more moolah,
Yeah.
get some money out of it."
And he really wanted those stalks. He was like salivating.
Yeah,
over it.
he greedy.
Like,
He wants
God.
the magical ingredients that still pop
he
off.
tweaking for those stalks.
Yeah.
So we managed to haggle up to an even better price than we thought we would get. We were trying to get initially, Short was only going to buy for 100 gold a pop.
Yeah.
And then we tried to haggle him up. He got the highest price we were going to get out of him was 150. But then these guys were like, okay, we're going to start at 200. But somehow we managed to get it up to 250 and got a nice deal. So we got some cash flowing back into the Blood Brothers.
Storm's persuasion has seen a lot of work this session. A plus 13.
Good.
God damn.
Good.
He got a lot of money for you guys. Like, was it 3k for the jewelry and stuff, and then an extra 2k on top for the
He's
stalks?
ballin'. He's the sugar daddy of Blood Brothers.
Yeah. But he says he's gonna funnel that back into the city, you know, for the people.
That's a good heart right there.
For the people. I don't know if that's true. Maybe he's gonna squirrel some away for, later adventures. Who knows? Just make a bit of profit. I don't know.
And then we
yeah.
get to the old hunting session between
What happens there?
Tokul and Ryan.
Well,
Why did you want to go hunting?
I think at the time, Tokul just wanted to, I guess, be of some assistance. I feel as if errand running wasn't his thing at the beginning, and now that everyone started to take part in, preparing, who's going to be cooking the food, who's going to be butchering the food, Tokul was kind of like, hey, I'm good at one thing. I'm going to go hunting. So Ryan also said, oh, I'm going to put my hand up as well. And, well, the first thing we did, right, was follow some footprints, like really big ones. Paw prints, whatever they are, into the deep forest outside the town. Tokul was clunking in armor. Big boy with metal armor clinking around trying to hunt is probably not the best thing, and also not having any hunting gear during his first hunt was probably not a good idea.
He didn't prepare very well for the hunt.
I think he was just a bit too excited.
Yeah, he wanted to get out there. I understand that.
And so he followed these these tracks, and it led to, I guess, what was rustling in the bushes. He didn't have a bow in him, which Ryan asked, "Hey, did you have a bow?" And to no avail, he didn't have one. So instead, he did an improvised weapon, which is actually throwing
a mace.
Threw a mace.
How do you have 4 maces? Didn't you say you had 4 maces?
No,
We
he
have
didn't have
4
4
maces.
maces. It's got 4. Like it's the mace that's.
Oh, it's got like 4 prongs to it?
Yeah.
God damn, you threw that at a rabbit?
Threw that at the rabbit.
And I didn't kill it.
Yeah, Ryan hits it, and then you throw the mace, which nails the arrow into it,
Yeah.
which makes it flail, and it becomes kind of an easy hunt from there. And you
And then then you have to finish it off. So you walk up to it with your 4-pronged mace, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna smash its head in.
You know what? I'm gonna smite.
Oh god, yeah, you like decide to zap it.
Yeah, I wanted to show, like, Tokul wanted to show Ryan what he's made of, but I guess, like, in his hunting brain, it's gonna look cool to a person that's, like, ordinary when it comes to hunting. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna use a little flare. So I'm gonna smite and get the attention of the whole town and everyone far away from it by having the smite glaze up into the sky and then just watch Ryan's face after that. It was still alive after that, wasn't it?
How much damage?
Yeah.
It was like 12 damage.
I did, like...
You smited it and
I
did
did, like,
12 damage?
I did like 12 or 16
How?
damage.
But you had like bad dice rolls, so you got like a 1 and a 2. or
1 and a 2 on D6s. So,
Bruh.
something. Gross.
and because it's an improvised weapon, like,
No, but you were
at
holding
that
it that
point,
time.
it's
oh,
not
at that
improvised,
point, even then. So,
12
I
damage.
feel like Tokul.
With a smite.
I feel like Tokul like
Damn.
trying to prove himself is like a running theme with his character.
like, it can't be natural.
One day
It
you'll
has-
get like the god roll.
Yeah. It just has to be natural sometimes to him, but I think he overworks himself to the point where he needs to be looking good in front of everyone.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think Tokul is just a learning boy. He's
How old
always
is he
been
now? He's like 15 now?
15, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Coming
getting
into
up there, huh?
He was a pretty naive young boy. He still is pretty naive, for his own good. But I think he's growing up. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, slowly.
Yeah, at this point he should already be an adult, because Dragonborn and stuff.
Not with Tokul's brain. Intelligence of 8.
Hey, doesn't Snow have an intelligence of 8?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to RP Tokul's
I
intelligence.
think Ryan
a
also
lot.
has intelligence of 8. Not the smartest party, huh?
Yeah, not the smartest bunch, but
Yeah.
we get things done.
Oh, I mean, intelligence is a dump stat if you don't cast. If
Yeah.
you're not specifically
A wizard. That's it,
or,
right?
or an artificer.
Oh, are they int based?
Yeah.
Oh, finally. Thank God.
Very true.
You guys hunt this big ass rabbit
Mm.
or hare or whatever you want to call it, and you haul it all the way back to the butcher.
It's so weird because they had like a little argument. It's like, hey, Tokul was like, hey, I wanna skin it. I'll skin it. I'll skin it with my mace. And Ryan's like, no, don't skin it.
Why would you skin it? Like,
Like I said, Tokul has that little preface that, like, you know, I'm good at one thing, and if I'm not good at one thing, what am I good for?
Yeah.
So he was kind of like scraping at straws, in hopes that he'll like look good, but instead he just looked like a massive dumbass.
Tokul's good at tanking.
Yeah.
He's good at fucking getting 25 AC or whatever,
And
whatever dumb
He does
amount
have
it is.
really clutch moments in combat where, like, basically it's up to him to keep the party afloat.
Yeah.
Like the assassins fight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! If it wasn't for
That one
Tokul,
was
we'd be
rough.
dead. We would
That
be
was
wiped.
TPK, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a close call, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, he's got armor for days.
Can't
What's your
save
AC
you
now?
from rabbits now, huh?
What's your AC now?
22.
22.
You gave
And
me a-
that's a normal shield as well, right? Or is
yeah.
it plus 1
No,
shield?
you gave me a +1 shield, bro.
And a plus 1 plate as well?
Yeah, you did.
Or is it plus 2 plate?
+1. I think it was +1.
It might be
It's
plus...
not. It's not like awakened yet, right?
No, it's not. So I think it should be plus 1. Anyway,
because it's in its like dormant form. Or
yeah,
something
you hold it
or
all the
other.
way back to the butcher and have a little bit of a awkward conversation with him, where you set it down and you just kind of look at each other like, what do you want me to do with this like giant ass fucking rabbit?
I want you to skin it.
Huh?
I want you to butcher it.
And you just slide him a gold piece and
Yeah.
you just yeet out.
Just paid his entire monthly income. In a
God
whole-
damn,
Yeah.
That's a lot of meat to cut.
He's a big meat
You've
brain.
probably never seen a rabbit that big before.
True. You know what? Tokul didn't think of that, and me as a character didn't think of that.
Ooh, maybe it's like one of a kind.
It's like you killed the exotic mascot.
You killed like the spiritual,
The rarest
Oh.
species.
You killed like Oumuamua, whatever
And
it's
that all
called.
the lord of the forest.
Yeah, like the druid of the forest, and like now the whole druid.
That's gonna
circle's
come back to bite
me.
us. A giant ass rabbit, the sacred rabbit. You're not supposed to kill.
What's one more,
went
guys?
there and
What's one more chasing the party? You know.
True. Yeah, you go back.
but he comes back. Yeah.
You do a bit more hunting.
Yeah.
And I think you have like a little heart to heart, right?
Yeah, we did.
What do you guys talk about?
We spoke about, I guess.
I think Ryan asked Tokul if he gets the throne back, what would he do?
Yeah.
What would he do?
And I discussed that earlier in the start of the podcast, pretty much. But yeah, to summarize, it's like Tokul's wanting to not give the throne or like own the throne by just dethroning his current like uncle on the throne right now. He wants to kind of like have the influence over people to choose who they want to be, you know, the rightful heir to the throne, whether it be his sister or himself. But he feels like his sister is more worthy.
Yeah, you are drifting away from the throne. You don't want that throne anymore.
It feels like maybe during this time being in Huria, like I said, it was more of like a humbling experience. I think the whole entire purpose of wanting to overthrow his uncle was his naivety that he's going to be better off as the king there. When in reality, if he can't even win over the hearts of people in Huria, how the fuck is he going to win the hearts of the whole entire nation without the influence? And I feel as if people will start to riot if Tokul will start to, Tokul will just behead the current king there, and then be like, okay, I'm gonna take over. What good does it show to the people?
Yeah, like how is this different from what literally just happened?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna just follow up in the footsteps of your father, type of thing. Which is why, like, in his like hopes, if his sister's they're still around or somewhat around in that kingdom, if he can get in touch with her, see who she is right now, whether he's gonna be worthy or not, is gonna be the determinant of who's gonna be on that throne. So he kind of learned that in Huria. If he didn't like go to Huria and try to like win his like crowd or like earn his title in the crowd, like the Blood Brothers are here. Yeah, we fought a huge fuck off dragon, but Bokul is still fucking. I don't know how it happened, but how Tokul became Bokul, right? And he's now a red dragon.
You did that to yourself.
Well, let me just reverse this a little bit. Bokul was not supposed to be outside of the party. It was supposed to just be a running theme with the Blood Brothers, but it turned out to be an entire thing, and hopefully it didn't steal away the real fame of who Tokul is. Because like recognizably it should be Bokul and Tokul is actually the same person, but the Bokul is an Elias, which is like just you know how everyone has like
Yeah, I mean everyone knows Clawed Lightning.
Exactly.
And Bokul the Giant Slayer.
Yeah, but who is
Bokul the Red? Or
who is the person
whatever
behind Bokul? Like Tokul should be. So
I mean, maybe it's gonna work to your benefit, you know? Like Bokul. Oh, that's not the Prince of Ivoryvale, and then the Dragonborn assassins will be like, oh, that's not him. It's a different guy.
oh, and
guy,
it's
you
both
know?
of them, right?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's really cool. Like your thing where it's like, I might be a really shitty king,
Yeah.
but that guy's also a really shitty king, so I'm gonna get rid of him and I'll put someone who's better,
Yeah.
who's not me, on the throne.
I mean, it's often like in history that even though you're a good guy, that doesn't mean you'll be a good king.
Yeah.
And there's evidence that like bad people have
Sometimes,
been like
yeah.
better kings because they're more willing to make harder
Yeah.
decisions and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Exactly.
And I think we've already confirmed that your sister is still kicking somewhere in Ivoryvale.
Everyone's looking for their damn sister now. Maple's looking for his sister.
You're right.
Stokel's looking for his sister.
It's family. It's family.
Hey, they got some family. Snow, does he have anything anybody he's looking for?
The prince, which is his cousin.
Oh, yeah, it's
pretty
family,
close.
still family.
It's pretty close, yeah.
The brother.
That's cool.
And Storm has a brother.
He's already
There's a
found.
lot of family, huh?
He's found him.
Yeah. Ryan, not so much, huh? Not much family.
He's found his god though.
I think his new character.
His family's gone.
I suppose it might as well be family, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that, by the way? Just rewinding a bit. Was that a good way to handle the otherworldly god experience?
Well, we've never had that before, so I guess right now it's the only way to handle.
I mean,
death.
the one time Tokul met
Angvir.
Angvir, it was just like a white room.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
He was in a throne. He was on a throne.
Yeah, and just a completely white face, just like blazing, unreadable, unseeable. And that's the more spiritual experience, I guess. And the other one, this guy is just like a farmer. He's just plowing his fields, tending to the giant fields of flowers and stuff.
But I guess you're trying to go for the more like he's a humble dude.
Grounded.
He doesn't need any like to be super grand or anything like that.
Very exalted, yeah. I think it was very immersive. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I spent a while trying to figure out how to write that. Yeah.
Did that go the way you wanted it to go?
So I have this problem sometimes, right? When I pre-write material, but then I just go off the fucking rails and I don't use any of it. That time, I slowed all the way down to make sure I got through everything I wanted to say. And I did give Ryan quite some time to answer some questions, or to ask some questions that may have been bogging down the party. Like, why isn't my god talking to me yet?
And why weren't gods talking to us?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because the spirit is still connected to the material plane, and it's very, very hard to reach that far. And unless you die, and your spirit goes away from your mortal body, you can't really talk to them. It's hard. Unless you're like super religious, or like a paladin, or a cleric, or something.
Okay.
You can channel that power, or something like that.
Or get further away.
Are we just gonna forget about that one time Van Skewer spoke to Tokul as a barbarian during a stormy night while Tokul was like blasted?
That was the most wild night. It might have been, maybe it was the weather that lets it happen. There was something in the atmosphere that let the channeling happen.
It was raining hard.
That night was the beach episode as well. Same night.
Yeah, guys, we had a beach episode.
It wasn't a good beach episode.
Yeah, there were no.
Oh yeah, Snow was in this like hot little bikini, little blue bikini.
Tokul's in a big towel.
just a big towel.
And when he like wrapped his towel around before he put down his pants, it went.
The old days of Tokul, Snow and Sieg.
Ah, good times.
Yeah, Sieg came up a couple times this session.
Yeah,
you kept bringing him up.
Yeah, why you keep bringing that up?
I don't know. Tokul has PTSD from it.
He's coming back.
Sieg.
I don't know. Maybe not.
No, he's not coming back. Rhaenyra doesn't want to play Sieg anymore.
Hey, you don't know that?
Hmm?
You don't know that?
Is that why we're going to the Aegis because of Eisen?
No.
No.
No, as far as we know, Eisen has gone off doing her own thing right now. We don't know where she is.
Yeah, it's Eisen these days. Eisen trying to contact Lucius through his dreams. Maybe there'll be some connection later on.
But we won't know until he comes back.
Yeah. So after you guys have this heart-to-heart, I think that was actually... Hold on. I think that was kind of, like, bittersweet, right?
It was
like,
very...
This is one of the last conversations I'm having with this
Yeah.
character. Or, like, one of the last, like, deep talks. I think maybe every other character should have something like that with Ryan. Just as, like, a send-off. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's up to you guys, though.
No, I definitely second that because I think not only did I get, like, I feel like, not only did I get, like, the closure from Ryan, like, being able to, like, tell me exactly why, Tokul now understands rather than want to fight, like, the argument that, he should stay with the party because, even though he's had his visions himself, it's better off for the party if he goes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think it is a better way going off, like, rather than him just, like, flat out dying. And, like, there's just so many loose ends and so many untied strings that you can't really close off anymore because he's fucking dead. I think this way is a much better way to go about it. I mean, at this point in your guys' game, death is more like an obstacle than it is a, like, roadblock or, like, a dead end.
Well, we haven't really, like, faced it that often.
Yeah. I mean, in that case,
And in this case, we made a pretty crucial mistake, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, we've gone there. yeah, you guys hunt a bit more. You get a few more hares or rabbits or whatever you want to call them. And I believe Storm wants to go empty out every single butcher's shop in the high residential areas.
Yeah, so he's gone like for a like political destabilization on like a more retail scale, and like trying to screw over the rich district because
Eat the rich.
he wants to do a new Robin Hood thing. So yeah, he goes off to the first butcher and he does the same routine, except now with Thistleface, Brainsley, and now Maple as Bronsley as a red nubile dragonborn.
Hell yeah.
They go in, basically lots of negotiation.
Yeah.
We
He gets called out as Claude Lightning.
Claude
straight away.
Lightning
Yeah.
because we don't disguise ourselves, and then he doesn't disguise himself. And Jimsley, the butcher, is a fan. He's a fan, and we know he's a fan. So after some talking, we're like, we could endorse this butcher. This is Blood Brothers shop here, which we might not shop there.
No, you're never gonna shop there ever
It's the
again.
rich side, the rich district.
You guys played Mass Effect 3?
Yeah.
No,
Damn it.
I did play Mass Effect 2 like 14 times.
Yeah, I never finished 3, but in 3, you go to the Citadel, which is the big place with all the
Yeah.
shops and stuff, and you can sponsor each shop, and you do like voice recording, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite shop on Citadel," and you go to every shop and you can do that. That reminded me of that. I was like, this is very Mass Effect-y. And you guys just repeat that, right?
Yeah, and we repeat that
5
to the
times.
next 2 butchers there, and it's about 400 GP per
Up.
shop
Yeah, so like around
to
2,000.
buy out all their meat, and so they won't have meat for the rest of the week
Hmm.
until their traders come in. So we've got 1,200 gold worth of meat, a lot of meat, and supposedly good meat because it's the rich people's meat. So
Rich people's meat.
we go to Ty. We all go back to Ty. We all meet back at Ty. Like, hey, Ty. We got like triple the meat now than we originally had. Yeah. Can you
Yeah, could you
just cook some more? Just do some
the
more.
cook is fainting in the kitchen. This poor man who's just a
Almost
a
fainting
chef
at
in
the
a
sound.
shitty tavern. Hey, by the way, can you cook for 1,000 people just in like one day? Oh
I'm
god.
pretty sure people do that. Yeah, I've seen stuff. You just need a big ass wok, couple of good dudes,
And a few Michelin stars, yeah.
and a few Michelin. No, not even a few Michelin stars.
Just some spirit, some willpower. Yeah, the humble party of 150 people turned into a fucking festival.
1,000
For
people.
1,000 people.
District-wide party.
You guys still haven't secured those tables yet. I don't know what the plan
Well,
is.
we didn't.
It's like a
Snow
walking thing.
organized that already, right? So they're like,
Yeah, but
they
for
are
150
reserved.
people.
Yeah,
yeah,
he needs to
but
speak to
I
more.
think Storm initially wanted some more tables, but he was like, maybe that's gonna be a bit like asking too much of
That's a lot of tables.
the master.
The master. Yeah, I think you guys switched it to be like, oh, you just come, you pick up the food and you can just go off and do whatever. After that, I believe you talk to Creed? Is that correct?
I think we go to sleep first, and then
Oh, right.
in the morning,
Right.
because Passage is there, and he's like, "Oh, Creed wants to see you," and then you're
That's
like,
what he
"Yeah,
sounds like.
yeah, tomorrow morning we'll go there."
Creed wants to see
Creed
you.
wants to see you.
Yeah, well, might as well sound like that. So,
He's the passage hater. He hates every NPC.
just him particularly. Ooh,
Oh,
hate that
okay.
guy. Anyway, we go see Creed. I think the next day. Oh no, I think it was the same day because we went to
Because
bed.
it was nighttime, right? Yeah.
So we go there,
yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, not right now. You gotta wait. You gotta wait."
You wait your turn. Damn right. And so you guys do some fucking weird shit. What do you guys do? You build a flute? You carve a flute?
Yeah, Snow carves a flute at the request of Storm. Does a few wood carvings. Tokul, what does Tokul do?
Tokul scribbles in his notes and shows Snow his work.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
like
Snow Elf?
he's practicing the
Elf?
Elvish, and it's coming along. It's coming
Oh,
along.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a flute, play a song with it. Oh, real quick, do you have an NPC you hate, Matt? Like, because
Me.
he hates fucking Passage, and Lewis hates Igma. And I don't know, do you have one?
No, I don't have
Is
a
there
piece.
someone you like fucking see and like, I fucking hate that guy?
I remember a lot of people not liking that chick from Weird Water. Remember that? The weird chick?
The weird chick. The potion seller?
No. In Weird Water, with the dragon, the dryads and the
Oh, yeah.
dragon. Everyone thought
sacrifice chick.
Everyone thought
She's
that
a
chick
bitch.
was like... She was just really off-putting. Like, she was like a nice
I don't
character,
know
but
what
she was
happened.
like...
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was supposed
just
to come off
something
as,
weird about her. I remember a
She-
lot of people not liking her.
Yeah, she was supposed to come off as like a friendly, like, I want to be friends with this person kind of girl, but apparently
It's just
I
like...
fucking hate her.
Everyone knows that kind of person that's like... That nice person...
Ooh,
And,
like fake
and
nice.
they're just always nice.
Yeah.
And you just resent them for being nice because like you feel like there's something behind
Too much
it.
energy behind you.
Yes.
There's something wrong.
Or it's just like, hey, you're just wearing me down with all that positive energy. Okay, just
Needs
get
some
out.
realism.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
So you don't have any NPC.
I wouldn't
NPC
say I
hate?
would hate a PC though.
Hey, get in the comments.
Oh.
You hate an NPC? Let me know.
Yeah, you hate a PC? Let me know.
Well, let's see.
An old
so
PC though.
Lewis,
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Hey. Hey,
I'm gonna say it
Go on,
again.
say it.
I'm gonna say it
Say
again.
it again then.
Hey.
Say it again then. Put it online.
yeah, put on blast.
Sieg.
Oh, hey.
1, he stole a bag of holding. 2,
Oh.
he still like hurt Bentley.
Oh,
Bennett.
Bennett, whatever his name was.
Yeah, you don't even care about that.
But it was just more of like the aspect of him just abandoning his whole entire thing.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
a
that's
friend
true. That's
here.
true. That's
You got a
true.
friend
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it though. Like that's the only reason why Tokul nowadays kept on reframing
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's thing as
Oh.
abandoning his team.
Oh, yeah, we're
But
family.
Mhm.
Why are you doing
after
that to us?
explanation, obviously he understands now. So little light come back to it.
Yeah. It's...
I wouldn't hate it. I don't think Tokul has the heart to hate an NPC.
Tokul or Matt?
Huh?
Tokul or Matt?
Both.
Okay.
Tokul is Matt.
You ever come close to like
In
you ever,
character. Like,
yeah, you ever like have a bad interaction?
I want to fucking sword this guy. I want to slash this guy.
No.
No?
Oh
No.
wait, you do.
Who?
Alright, who?
The slave owner, the merchant.
Oh, I wanted to fucking smite that guy. Yeah, true. Okay, that is one person.
Ooh.
That's one person.
Yeah, but you were meant to hate that guy.
Next time you come around here, I'll kill you myself.
Oh god. I mean, yeah, that was you. Like there was an obvious like hatred there. Like he's a fucking dragonborn slave owner. Of course you're gonna hate him. He hates Passage for some other reason. I don't know.
Passage is just an asshole.
And
Screw that guy.
like, and Lewis hates Igmar for some reason.
Lewis says Isma. I think Lachlan hates Body Knock. Probably doesn't like Body Knock too
Ooh.
much
Why is that?
because of that interaction.
Oh, because it was like a weird, awkward interaction between a crazy guy
Because
and
Body
a...
Knock's an asshole. I don't really like Body Knock that much.
He's not an asshole. He's just fucking weird. He's eccentric.
No, he's an asshole.
Is he?
He didn't give a fuck.
Mm,
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I get the ass hat vibes.
Oh, like a genius who's above everybody else.
Yeah, kind of
yeah.
like.
Okay,
and he's
yeah,
just
I can see
crazy.
that.
He's got no moral compass. Can't respect someone like that.
He threw away his like prime insignia to Snow so easily
And all he wants
after being pestered.
all he wants his daughter back is for the free labor. Like she owes him. Like not you don't just want your daughter back because you love your daughter. No, it's not about that.
What's love?
It's about the
What's
it's about
love?
the labor. It's about the labor.
Yeah.
I think so. Lewis has Igmar. I think Aiden used to hate the slave owner as well. That was like the last character I think Ryan showed like any real animosity towards.
Yeah. I think, yeah, that's more like characters hating characters, right? PCs hating NPCs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about players hating NPCs.
Yeah.
Because you actually hate Passage.
Yeah, I hate Passage.
And Lewis actually hates Igmar.
Hey, if he hadn't taken my money the very first time, if he hadn't taken that money, I would have thought Passage might have been okay.
You give it back.
But then there's a stain there, okay? It's a stain upon my personal honor, okay? And you
get
can't
stains
rub it
out.
out, no matter how much nappy sand you use, okay?
Oh, not the nappy sand.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor a D&D campaign.
Nappy sand.
Wait, so hold on. I fail to understand the question very
Okay, so
clearly.
he's saying that there's a distinction between Tokul as a character hating someone, like Tokul hates his uncle, that's
Yeah.
like a character hating a character. But like, you as a player, is there an NPC that like annoys you as a player, or you as a person? NPC that annoys Matt instead of Tokul?
Oh, annoys Matt.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, why are you thinking? Why are you thinking so
He's
much?
thinking now. He's thinking now. He's got his hand to his chin. Oh, he's rubbing his bottom lip.
Oh no.
Real sensual like.
I don't like that fucking bear. It's so annoying.
Oh, the bear guy?
Yeah.
In Weirdwater?
The dragon, yeah, the dragon guy from Weirdwater.
Yeah, he was also kind of like
He
weird.
was like, he was just so, like, Snow always tried to creep up on him and do things.
Yeah.
This is the fucking pervert.
But he just didn't succumb. He was just too passive. Like, I was like, do something! Do something! Like, every time it panned back to Snow, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be another boring, like, another boring, like, sneak.
Yeah, you wanted him to be evil, right? I wanted to
He's
see if he
actually
was-
the dragon.
But he was actually, like, he was too good. He was too good. I was
He's
like,
too
I was
good?
like,
Oh,
stop
okay.
it.
That was the problem. People are too good. Okay.
Yeah.
Need some evil intentions in there. Some...
But that would just fulfill our expectation a little bit too much. I feel as if like that was a really nice edge to it. Just me as a person, I was like, fucking
Fuck that guy.
fucking stop it.
Oh.
Do something, bud.
Oh shit.
Put him in a headlock.
Yeah,
Hey,
Matt's got some.
he
Yeah,
wild. He got some heat. He got
yeah,
some heat in him.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what happens next? What are we talking
I don't
about?
know, but
We got to Creed.
Yeah.
The meeting with Creed. So they
Yeah.
finally call us in. And there's not just one person, but there's three.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's Creed,
It's crazy.
Reverend Solus,
Oh.
and Eliwig. The pirates. They're here.
Why?
Why? Because we called them there.
Yeah,
and
'cause
we,
you-
and we
you
forgot to
asked
call
them.
them off.
Yeah.
We had this whole political destabilization plot that we wanted to like do, and we're like, hey, ring up the pirates, bring them here, we'll have a meeting.
And what happened?
And then we forgot about the meeting, and then they're here and like, hey, you wanted to see us?
Like,
Not anymore.
yeah, things changed, but maybe for the better, maybe for the worse.
Yeah, so Reverend and Eliwig, we tell them, hey, we'll have a chat in the tavern, just meet us there. So they go off, and then Creed, we speak to Creed, and we learn that she learns through her connections that we kind of kicked the hive a little bit.
Yeah.
We kind of beat the hive a little bit, and now Varvov, the dragon of the casino, he's not happy. And she doesn't like Varvov either. She doesn't deal with him as she says, but yeah, that's probably code for, hey, I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
She's got a personal grudge.
So she's like, hey, well, if you guys are doing this job for Ty, if you succeed, that'll help me too. We don't actually know how that'll help her. She didn't specify she wanted anything from the treasure trove. So she thinks that maybe she's just in it for the Schadenfreude of Varvov.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it's not obvious, but there's some kind of personal connection here, where it really isn't just business right now. If she's just giving this shit away for free, so maybe there's something behind that cold exterior.
Yeah, well,
She burning.
If it's personal, it's a whole nother thing.
She burning.
It's not about just
Get some
you
more
scratch
money.
mine, you scratch it. It's like I wanted something more.
Yeah.
She wants that deep satisfaction
Ooh,
Okay.
then 11 inches.
that you can.
All right.
The 11-inch dong song. Here we go. So, anyway,
Yes.
she gives us some info. She says, there's this other guy, Sivkus, who was here 3 months ago and just recently returned to his keep in Karthus. He has some beef with Varvov
Yeah,
too. So
some beef.
Lady Saria's little group isn't so
Ain't
tight.
so tight-knitted.
Ain't so tight. Good. Fuck that bitch. That's another NPC I don't like. I think most of the players don't like her.
Yeah.
Most of the players don't like her. But that she's like, you love to hate her.
She hot.
Yeah, she hot.
She's not magically hot. I can't believe that. You guys get the info, and then she just kind of eyes you out. I like doing that. I like putting on the resting bitch face and just fucking glaring at people until they say they're leaving the room.
Oh, it's so scary.
I just kept looking at you, and then finally someone said, "Okay, I leave the room."
Yeah, I bolted out, if anything.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's just her. And then you guys are heading back to the tavern when all of you come up with this grand idea to do what?
Well, we have to resolve the romance between Maple and Eliwick.
What romance?
There is a love arc.
There is a connection there.
Where?
If Maple doesn't see it, Eliwick doesn't see it, the rest of the party sees it. It's obvious, okay? There's a connection as bright as day. And we're like, okay, leave it to the Blood Brothers, the matchmaking masters, okay? So we all like kind of pitch in. We all like kind of like give him a makeover. We have a little makeover scene like you would see in like one of those chick flicks.
Oh yeah.
You know, he gets the drip suit from Storm.
Drip.
And Snow gives him like some carvings and stuff. Like, hey, you could just pretend that you made these, right? You could just pretend that you made these. And then Tokul gives him bless. Storm gives him inspiration.
Bardic inspiration.
Ryan, what does Ryan give him?
He's like, in my place, we give people the hunt or like some kind of.
Yeah. Yes. And he's like, yeah, take this dead rabbit. Take this dead rabbit. So he's loaded with all this babe getting stuff. And he goes in there, and we like do like a big fanfare. We all walk in, like line up, and then he walks through in between us, and like that sort of thing, very like wedding-esque.
Yeah.
We sit him down, and we kind of drag Raverin away from the table, and we're like, hey, just come over here to the other side of the tavern.
He understands.
He understands.
We leave them to court each other.
Ooh.
Anything that went.
How did that go?
Court? More like report.
What?
Like freaking.
Yes, officer, that's him.
Dude, what
That's-
were they?
that's the
What
one.
were they talking about? Oh, so how are you? How you been doing? What you have been doing? What have you been up
It's
to?
awkward, you know. It's awkward.
And it was like
It's hard
more
to
like
get in.
giving a report to someone. I felt like more than like getting to know them really.
Okay. What
I was
happened?
Well, they've only seen each other like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
This is like their 3rd time,
It's a second.
so it's gonna be a little bit awkward. But
Could
you
have
know,
been
this
like-
is like the budding seed
Yeah.
of romance.
Okay.
When will it sprout?
How could it have gone better than that?
I feel like he could have just asked for like maybe her interests, maybe like get her to talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do the talking.
How come he didn't ask her for her mail address? Huh?
Yeah, her email. I mean, pigeon mail.
Yeah. What about her p-mail?
What the fuck is a P-mail, dude?
It's pigeon mail.
Pigeon mail.
It's like electronic mail and then pigeon mail, P-mail. I don't know. I mean,
He rolled pretty low, which was like
Yeah, that kind of hurt him a little.
that kind of
it's
hurt
like
him a
it's
little.
honest to his character though that he'd get that low.
Yeah, I think it's starting to become an established fact that Maple has no sort of diplomatic skill whatsoever. Every time he attempts, and this might be just kind of the personality of the player too. Every time he attempts like a social interaction, it's just like, oh, I don't know what to do.
someone else help me here right now. Yeah, I think it went about as well as I thought it was going to go. Right? Did anybody actually expect a budding?
There was some juicy parts there, right?
Beautiful.
It
Yeah,
was
she
like,
kind of like.
she wanted, like, she was interested.
Yeah.
She was interested.
She,
She's
To a
in,
point.
she's in
To
the
a point.
interested. She's in the interested phase. She's not like the like phase, but like she's like, oh, she's intrigued. She wants to know more.
I feel. Look, the one thing I feel is like I can agree with that, but there was up to a point because then she realized what like the
Oh
party
yeah,
was really
she
up
she
to.
thought she
And
she
then she
thought
kind
that
of like-
this
the
a prank, huh? This a prank.
Yeah,
But it wasn't
she
like that.
Yeah,
It wasn't like that.
And
Yeah.
the
Wasn't like
the
that.
thing is, right, is like maybe if Maple had cleared up that, you know, I liked how he said, like, I gotta give credit to Maple because he did save it
He
in
had
a
a good
little
one.
bit.
He had a good
He was
one.
like, what did he say?
He said, my party may have been pushing me, but perhaps this is also what I wanted too.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like,
Yeah,
it was like
something along those lines.
He was like saying something along the lines of like, it may just be my party, but like it doesn't mean there's not so much truth to it.
Yeah.
there might be some-
Oh,
And then she started
damn.
like, I was like,
Sploosh, man.
what a nice smooth save.
Because as far as she thought or thinks, she's just thinking, oh, these people think I'm lonely. They're just trying to set me up for whatever.
No, we don't know her. How are we supposed to know? She'd be getting it on with all the pirates and the shit,
yeah,
you know?
she had a whole crew
How are we
of
supposed to know?
pirates.
How are we supposed to know? We saw her like 3 times and we barely spoke to her.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
She
got-
just making
maybe
assumptions.
She's probably super self-conscious.
Yeah, well, fuck her self-conscious, okay? I'm
Damn.
trying to set her up.
Oh, another NPC he hates.
Damn,
Here we go.
okay. You're wild.
No, I think Eliwick is kind of a cute character, but how dare she assume that? How dare she assume that?
Yeah, she awkward, and she got some problems as well.
I think that's a perfect match.
Yeah, perfect match though. The Blood Brothers are the matchmaking masters. Okay, you can't take that away from us.
Okay. Yeah, what about...
It might be rough now, but later on, 30 years down the line, we're going to see little half gnome, half elf children running around.
Oh yeah,
And Maple's going to be like, hey, thanks for setting us up. I didn't think this would work out, but hey, happily married 30 years later.
Jesus.
Mm.
Alright, what about Tokul and Sugar?
okay.
Yeah,
Look,
that's not
that,
funny anyway.
Ooh.
all right. The argument
Here we go.
is the argument still stands. I know Storm says he wants to like go to the mailman, like the post office, and then send Sugar a mail. But I mentioned, like Tokul mentioned to Storm that he's got letters from Sugar. They are in touch. It's the problem is Hesseldane, and like I guess like long distance relationships. I don't think Tokul will do. But what the party doesn't know about Tokul and Sugar was there was a deep connection. The problem is, because it's the unorthodox way of meeting a woman, you know,
Banned. It's
Okay,
forbidden.
it's really
Let's
like
get
really
one
overlooked.
thing straight. There was no deep connection, okay? Don't try and
Yeah,
spout
it
that
was
bullshit.
deep. Tokul deep, bro.
You
Deep in her guts.
paid her.
Ugh.
You didn't even have a one-on-one. You paid her and another girl to
Yeah.
fuck you. Okay,
Spice. Spice.
she's a prostitute. You paid 2 prostitutes. You slept with them once, and then you like saved her down the line.
Yeah, and she loved me for it.
Did she?
Yeah.
I think you're
I mean,
misinterpreting
she
things.
replied back to letters.
Alright.
We didn't pay for that letter.
You know what?
I didn't pay her to pay.
The next destination is probably going to be Aegis anyway, but since of the Black Veil stuff, so you might
Yeah.
travel back down the round. We're gonna find her, pick her up.
She's
all
in
right,
Guildford.
we're gonna find out how she really feels. We interrogate her, okay?
Interrogate.
Why don't we just send a letter?
No, we've sent enough letters.
Yeah, something.
It's time
can't
for
be
action.
expressed in words, you know.
Okay.
It's time for face to face, heart to heart, okay?
Ooh.
Man to woman.
Got to butt.
Done. Tokul will set off and look for Sugar. The next light.
The next light.
Next
the
line.
next
Hey,
hold
hey,
on.
hey,
Yeah,
hey,
hold on,
hey,
hold on,
we're gonna do
oh,
something.
we got shit to do.
Oh, no, I meant like
We're
phrase.
busy.
I was just trying to phrase it.
Oh, you're trying to say.
Yeah, I was trying to sound cool.
Anyway, the rest of the party, mostly Storm, set up a somewhat deal with Ravram, who is, I don't know, he's about the same as he was last time. He's a bit more, I don't know, maybe emotional, maybe the right word to put it.
Yeah.
He's got a bit more tinge to him, because he's got this problem with his brother, who he's trying to find. But he can't find him. He can't find him.
Another sibling to be found.
Yes, it's always about siblings now, huh? Yeah, he's looking for his brother, Ravenar, right? Who was, I don't know, who was a disciple of Vosny, and then he just kind of disappeared after that. And he's been looking for him for a while, and he's got this like amulet or something that he's got like a memento of him. And now he's just like, fuck. Because he's close to finding the Oathbreaker. You guys know he's pretty damn close.
Mm.
And you guys are going to assist him. And he's going to get rid of his mark. And he wants to get rid of his brother's mark, too. But yeah. So he agrees with you guys to work together to... What did he want you guys to do?
He wanted us to do like some dungeon clearing stuff, right? That was it.
Well, he wanted to get rid of the ship, right? The big ship. So he could get over there.
Not only that, we also...
Bitter matron.
Well, that's right. Then after that, we do the dungeon stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the final step.
And
Get
then
down dungeon.
the Baron as well.
Oh, right. He told you guys that the Baron is also excavating said site,
And the Baron is Sivgis. So,
who may or may not be a lich. Shit will be wild. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I think it's going to be kind of wild.
yeah, it's definitely not going to go the way that any of us might think it will go.
Yeah, including me.
If anything, The only
Especially
prepared
you.
skill.
Yeah,
The
especially
only
you.
prepared spell I have is Revivify. If anything happens,
Always prepare
Hey,
Revivify.
it's prepared.
Now, why didn't you have it?
First
Why did
long
you have
rest I did. Okay, guys, I can explain. All right, last episode I was getting shit on because I had no Revivify. It was a huge mistake. It was the only spell I didn't like clear
Yeah,
in
what'd
my
you
book.
pick instead of Revivify?
There was some bullshit like hypnosis, like
Oh yeah, the patterns, a hypnotic pattern or something.
Hypnotic patterns. Okay, but I thought it was a cool spell. All right, I thought I was able to use it. And you know what? When Albert tells me, "Oh, we're not gonna do much today," I didn't know someone's gonna die.
I didn't know someone was gonna die. You think in my notes I'm like, okay, Ryan's dying this session.
Oh, well, I guess like the frame, the frame that I had in my mind when you said that was, we're not gonna do much, as in we're not gonna fight. I didn't expect a fight, so when I heard the podcast or I read up on the notes, and I got that call that night, I did not expect the death, and I was like, oh crap, I should have prepared Revivify. Maybe I should have. But when I heard they went to the priest, I was like, oh,
no. That's all.
There's
good.
never. Sometimes there won't be a priest.
exactly.
Sometimes
So we
next
were
time
lucky
maybe there
there.
won't be a priest.
We were very lucky.
Next time won't be free either. Maybe.
Yeah. Wait, we didn't pay for it.
No, that was free.
Oh shit.
That's free.
Joe.
I don't know. Maybe it was better that Ryan died. He got to communicate with his god.
Yeah.
He found his purpose. He knows what to do now. He's gonna leave you guys. I don't know.
Could you imagine if he didn't find his god and he didn't die then? What would have it been? Just
I mean, it
another
would have
normal session?
It would have just kept continuing like
Yeah.
it always has.
Some shit would have gone.
Maybe I'm not so
Ooh,
regretful.
maybe you shouldn't.
of
Maybe you
having
shouldn't have it
Revivify.
ever prepared.
Shouldn't have it.
Let
prepared
people
at
meet
all.
their gods.
Hey.
Let people meet their
Snow you
gods.
next.
Huh?
Snow
Hey,
you
you want to
next.
meet your god? Let me help you.
Let me unprepared Revivify for you.
Yeah, maybe it's better to die.
And that's where the session ended, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
not quite.
No,
Just
almost.
a little tidbit. A little tiny tidbit. Where everyone was like, oh shit. They're kind of whispering to each other, like, some shit's happening right now. And the news comes in that this black veil has settled over the capital city of Denethor, the city of Aegis, where Hesselden and his evil plans are happening. And everyone's like, oh shit, something's happening. We're probably gonna have to go there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where it ends. On a little bit of a cliffhanger. Oh, yeah, I think 7.5. For me, at least.
So that was the first pod.
Damn.
That banner. You really hate it that much?
What do you mean?
You really hate the podcast?
I really
Hey,
like this.
you a hater?
What are you talking
You a hater?
about?
You leaving dislikes on my videos?
I have not put.
Yeah,
any
was
dislikes.
that you?
Why would it be me? I'm the only
Yeah.
like on that video.
Oh,
I also comment on every video. If
that's
you
not
see
true
every
because
video,
I like my video. I like the videos.
there's at least 5 or 6 videos when I like it anyway.
To be honest, I don't leave likes.
Hey, you better like our videos.
Hey, I make this
sometimes
shit,
when it
okay?
gets past 10 views, it's probably me replaying the YouTube video.
Hey.
We
in
did,
the
we did,
background.
like, I remember the very first episode, we got like 51 views somehow.
I don't know how that happened.
It always picks up the first
And now
video.
we barely get over 10. So,
We just need to introduce.
Which-
Maybe
which
we
is-
should get a Twitter as well.
which is mostly
Twitter.
just us, like, replaying the thing, yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I had a question. Do you think the party is much closer these days compared to like 10 sessions ago?
Oh yeah,
Because I'm feeling it.
I feel that one. I felt that with Ryan, if anything.
It's crazy because this hasn't really been like life or death situations that much. Well, disregarding Ryan, did something change during that time where we're like, oh, we're family now, we're brothers? Was it the Colosseum fight? Was that what changed it?
The grave like mistakes we could make was like the trust that we had in each party member. It kind of felt like it drew us all together. And yes, I feel like the Colosseum was definitely.
Do you think putting a name to the party is what strung you guys together?
I mean, we had what
You guys
Super
felt close
Battleground
to
for a
them?
while.
That was a shit name.
Hey, I liked it.
Battleground. SB
SBG.
SBG.
And
Yeah,
then-
but it didn't really stick.
It didn't.
It didn't really
yeah,
stick.
did.
so.
because Rainier left right after that.
Nah,
You think it's a blood brother name?
I don't think it's a blood brother name. I think it's what
But I
happened.
think
in that
all the
place.
players
Yeah,
have
what
been,
happened?
are more conscious of like role playing in general and like how like I noticed that like Aiden now like he just initiated that
Yeah, he
talk
did.
to
Yeah,
him.
he
He
started
did.
it.
So Yeah, being proactive. That's good.
I like that.
You guys better start that with him.
I was going to do that, but he did it on me first.
Oh.
When we panned back to me and him, I was gonna be like, "Oh, Ryan, so what do you really think about like leaving us? Is this really the decision you've made?" Like that type of stuff.
Ooh.
But he did that, and he kind of like spun that on me instead.
Ooh.
So I really liked it. I feel as if like
Yeah.
the party has gone much closer,
And now one of them's leaving.
and now one of them's
Now you got to deal with a new person.
It's like Terrace House. One of them leaves, and then no one comes in.
No one gets it. I don't watch it. Do you watch it, Matt?
Yeah, I've watched it.
Oh God. Okay.
It's pretty good. Anyway,
It is alright.
Yeah.
But then there was the anyway.
Yeah. I think is that it? Is that what we want to talk about? There's something spicy I wanted to talk about next time. When we're ready.
Yeah,
for it.
we've got like a little article that we read about racism
Yeah.
and how people think D&D is racist.
D&D racist?
Is
Find
this-
out
is
next
this
time.
Oh.
The next satanic RPG.
Disgusting.
Pandemic?
All
That's a
people
good
play
clickbait,
D&D are
actually.
racist and hate Asian people.
Anyway, yeah, it's probably an explanation of the far left views and stuff like that. Anyway, we're about to get political next pod, but this pod we're gonna end it off. Matt's first
Ooh,
appearance.
Episode 1.
thank you for having me.
9. Episode 1-9.
Yeah, maybe you can join in on one of the
Yeah.
4-man pods.
Ooh, yeah, when Tokul dies, you should be there.
Tokul dies.
For
If
the second.
Tokul dies, you should be there. Because he weren't there the first time.
You're right.
What were we doing? We weren't doing podcasts at that point, were we? When he died?
I think we started in like August, and he probably I can't remember
Yeah,
the
I think he
session where
already
he
died at that point. Well,
It was a long one.
next time, we get to chat about it.
Yeah, just
See
get.
what death feels like.
Let's just hope Maple has Revivify, right?
True.
Maybe it was a wizard.
You can get it.
Wait,
You
no,
can't
no,
get-
Oh,
you
in the
can't
clerics
get talents.
Crap.
You can't get
You can't get
Revivify.
shit.
Well, let's hope.
Druids can get like reincarnation or whatever.
Well, hopefully, Agent's character is a warlock or some shit. I don't know.
Can we get a sneak peek? Like,
Ooh.
Oh no, I don't know if I don't think Aiden
Oh.
will give us
what's
one, right?
what's like
What's what?
similarity to Ryan? Is it like way different? Way different, or is it a similar kind of concept?
Like super edgy?
I'm just
Concept?
like in general, the character in general,
Or like what they do?
how they are, how they be.
I'd like to say it's different.
It's a lot different, or is it?
Class-wise, I'd say it's very different.
Well, class-wise, obviously, it's probably going to be different. I think the only.
Personality-wise, I think it's going to be very different.
Well, the only thing that I know about it is that he wants to be more roleplay
Oriented,
focused.
yeah.
Yeah, which is good because fighters are boring, so it's good to branch
It's a
out.
good start to his end,
Who do
though.
you think's going to die next?
Who's gonna die next?
Maple.
Oh, just say it.
Oh,
Hey,
Oh,
but
no,
he's
I
got the
mean,
romance.
why do you
I
think
just,
that?
I just
Why do
feel
you
as
think
if
that?
like if Eliwix and Maple's like
Oh.
love story really go
They're
together,
going to die together.
It's gonna be like Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be tragic.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
Well, look, divisions, man. Divisions.
Oh, yeah, it's almost
It's
complete.
gonna be like Maple
Yeah,
saves
you got Eliwick
Eliwick,
coming with you
and then
now.
Eliwick falls in love with Maple because he's dead, but he's dead, and then she follows after.
She
Did
drinks
she
a
kill
poison.
herself?
She drinks a poison.
No, she gets killed by the Lich too.
So Maple dies to a lich?
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. We'll
These are
see.
some.
You think
These
there's
are
gonna be a
some
permadeath?
prophecies. These are some
If you're listening,
speculation.
Locke,
Damn.
if you're listening, Locke, let's see what happens.
You
to
didn't
Maple.
hesitate with that answer. You're like, it's Maple.
I just like throwing that in. It's like
He
a
is
nice
the
boomerang.
squishiest, though. I think, right? Aside from Storm, I think he's the squishiest, being a wizard.
I think I think
1d6.
I would have to say the next death may be Storm. It may be Storm.
Ooh. And we get a new character for Lewis as well.
And I think he also is thinking of like playing.
But he
another
just
character.
got such a nice turnaround arc, man. Like,
I mean, maybe he doesn't have to die to change. He can just go off,
oh yeah,
do his own thing, follow his life.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway, let's call it.
Hey, who do you think? Who do you think?
yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say
Yeah,
that.
No, yes, you are. You are.
You're
You're
the
supposed to say a
dictator.
question
Hey.
and not have an opinion.
If I say it, then you guys are gonna be like, hey, that guy's definitely dying. You think I'm gonna be focusing them? I can't say it. I'm not a
What?
player.
You focused Ryan 2 sessions ago, 2 weeks ago.
The monster focused, Ryan. I
Who do you think is most likely to die? Doesn't mean they're actually gonna die.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I just said Storm because, like, sometimes he's just, like, gets in there.
I was gonna say Storm as well, but I think these days, I don't think he's gonna get in there as much. Because of his character change. A little bit of personality change. So who's most susceptible to death?
Probably me.
No. You're too tanky to die.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Snow?
It's Snow or Maple. It's one of the Snow Elves. It's one of the elves.
Ooh, one of the elves.
They're squishy. You guys are squishy.
Hey, what about Stealth? Maple ain't got shit.
Just gonna fucking...
Yeah, it's Maple.
But it's actually hide.
Yeah, it's Maple. Probably Maple. Unless he turns into another giant ape.
That's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me,
Hey.
guys. Thank you for having
Thanks for
me.
coming. My
Long
ass.
time coming.
We might, might have you back soon.
Ooh.
Why did you avoid being on the pod for so long?
Ooh.
I like to be
feel like-
an observer.
I feel like we asked you when we started. We were like, Matt is probably going to be one of the first guests,
Yeah, he's the last.
and he turns out he's one of the last. But now I think we have all the players on the pod now.
Everyone currently active? Yes.
And like you seem, whenever we would ask, you seem really like reluctant to
Because there was just too much to talk about as Tokul. Because like, I just
Too
felt
much
like
to talk about?
every session.
We won
I'm-
15 minutes.
Yeah,
this is a
this is
short
a short
episode.
one. This is a short
short
one.
episode. What else are you going to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, bring it up now.
No,
Yeah,
we're
got
supposed to
time.
end.
We
We're
got
supposed to
time.
end.
No, we're not. No, we got time. We got 15 minutes.
I mean, like we got everything.
we don't have to go for 15. We can go for like another hour.
No, all
You know
I'm
what?
saying-
Yeah,
all
Last time we
beat
went
our
for 2.5
record.
hours.
Beat our
All I'm
record.
saying
What do you
is
mean you're
like,
always saying?
Yeah.
the first or second session, there wasn't much speed in the campaign at the time, and I feel as if like every single session, it was just more of like an opportunity for Tokul to just be in the shadows, like and not be like so active, and I didn't want to like speak up. But then I was like, oh, you know what? After a good old anime session, an anime video, I was like, yeah, I'll
After the what? Good old. What are you saying?
after a nice
Oh, you mean
D&D
tonight?
sesh tonight.
Yeah, we
I was
watched an
like-
anime just before this, and now he's hyped.
But I was like way hyped after the session. I was like, this is gonna be the night. This is gonna be the night. I wanted to make this a special
Ooh.
one because, like, I don't know, just the way Tokul
Damn, now
has
of all
been.
times, huh? Hey, we
Yeah.
ain't even halfway through Tokul. I ain't asked you all the questions we could ask about Tokul. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll save it for the next one.
Yeah, maybe.
Have a
Keep it-
Tokul-centric episode.
Yeah, I gotta work on something.
Write some more backstory.
Yeah, because a lot
You're
of
working
things
on something?
happened. I don't know.
Hey,
That means
yeah,
yes.
don't do the thing
That
where you
means
drink
yes.
and then you open your eyes wide like this.
Alright.
Okay.
This has been episode 19. I hope it's 19.
It is 19.
If it's 19, I'm just going to re-record 20 whenever I say that.
Episode 20. I'm sure we can find the last one. Yeah, it's 19.
Okay, good. Alright. Ciao.
Jana.
China.
Hey guys, it's Kevin coming from the editor's room, just finishing up the edits for this week's pod. Always wanted to do one of these kind of end of the podcast tidbit Easter egg things, although I don't really have anything interesting to do for this week's Easter egg. Now, I kind of want to keep this on the downloads just for people who listen to the very end of the podcast. So if you're listening to this, you're one of the should I say lucky? No, not lucky, because I would say more dedicated few, because you listened all the way to the end. Now, yeah, I guess for this one, if you guys can just tell me how the audio levels are, because I know in the past our audio levels can be a bit jank, too low, a bit inconsistent. So I've boosted the audio levels by quite a bit, and I think for this little Easter egg we should have some sort of code phrase or something like that. When you respond on the Discord, you can just put that in, and then, you know, I'll know that you listened to this part of the podcast at the very end. I think for this week it will be Crom's Garden. I got that? Crom's Garden. So just put that in your response. Just keep it natural. Don't just say that out of the blue, okay? We want to keep it subtle. I want to see how long it takes for everyone to catch on that there's a little edit. I might not do this every time I'm editing, which normally is every second podcast, but from time to time I might put something at the end. So if you listen all the way to the end, or skip to the end, whichever way you prefer to listen to it, that's up to you. Yeah, this is a little inside joke, this little social experiment. Nah, it's not a social experiment. I'm just doing this for fun. Anyway, thanks for listening to episode 19, Matt's first debut on the podcast. I think he did quite well. He had a bit of jitters there. I don't know what it is about the podcast environment that gives people jitters. Maybe it's because it's the fact that it gets uploaded to a public domain, YouTube, where anyone can look at it. But come on, let's be real here. Nobody but everyone in the party listens to this podcast. So, I mean, even me and Albert's first time recording it, we had a few hiccups, but I don't think we were ever nervous about recording. And I know some of the players, some of you guys have had, a bit of jitters, but I guess it's somewhat, it's an unsaid pressure because we're uploading it or something like that. But it's just talking at the end of the day, and we're just talking amongst ourselves. It's just a friendly conversation, if you want to put it that way. Anyway, this little tidbit has gone for way too long. Thanks for listening, episode 19. I'll catch you around for the next episode, episode 20. See ya.